do this little stream, which I've been guided to do. And quite honestly, I don't know why I've been guided now. It's lovely and sunny outside, but suddenly this urge came across me that it's wake up time. It's wake up time. So before I go for my walk in the sun, I decided I'd do a little live stream and just remind my fellow Starseeds and Lightworkers out there that it is time to wake up. My Jedi friends, it is time to wake up. And what does that mean? What does it mean? I know that I've talked about this numerous times, but you never know. With a live, there might be new people come on that need to hear this message. So here it is. The bottom line is that we are now needed to be slightly more awake, call it what you will. Be more aware and more awake, because it is time to step up, my Jedi friends, because the vibration of the planet needs your help. It needs your help to wake up, and to do that, you need to step more into your purpose. But Adam, what is my purpose? I don't know what it is. I'm not sure why I'm here. I don't know what it's all about. Blah, 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 blah. Well, none of us needs to fully know, but what you do need to know, it's the bit that you do need to know. Here's some of the signs. Here's some of the things that can happen. And again, this is stuff that I talk about quite a lot on this channel. So my regulars, here he goes, Adam's going through it again. But I think it's important, my friends. It is important. So part of this awakening process, this alarm clock, this cosmic alarm clock. You've been like a sleeper cell here with no memory as to what and why you're here, what you're doing, what it's all about. And maybe you are slightly more awakened, or you're on the process of waking up, or you've just been awake and now you're looking for your fellow light workers to finally pop. And because of this vibrational shift, it is a little bit like popcorn. It's a little bit popcorny, my Jedi friends. So we all pop at different times, but the point being that we're all cooking at the moment, and whether you've popped or not, it doesn't really matter. It doesn't really matter whether you've popped or not at this stage, because you will wake up eventually. Now, until you wake up, you're probably going to have to go through massive disruption. And it's just a little reminder of the sort of things that can happen to you when you're doing this awakening thing, when you are waking up, when you are finally thinking what is going on, and it's likely to be like a mad roller coaster ride. Because just before you wake up, your life has to collapse on maybe one or two different levels, maybe completely around you. So you're almost definitely, here's a little tick list. Here's a little tick list of things that might happen on the eve of awakening. Things, little reminders that something's out of sync, that you need to wake up. So here's a few of them. One, massive disruption in your life. That is the umbrella that all of this stuff falls under. Massive disruption. So frequent flyers in this zone are, you're having big relationship breakup. Now, especially if you've been stuck with a narcissist for God knows how long, if you've been stuck in a narcissistic relationship, suddenly you've been getting increasingly angry, and now it's time to walk out. You're finding your boundaries. That is the first sign for starseeds. After a lifetime of fitting in and being all things to everyone and being nice, it's time to finally set boundaries around certain behaviors which you're no longer prepared to tolerate. Now, this is a big sign of the awakening process. So you're likely to have fallen out of your personal relationship. You're very likely to have fallen out of a family relationship or two. There'll be certain people in the family that have just got a bit too used to taking the piss too often, one too many times. Enough is enough. And you're having like this cosmic level explosion of a fallout. That is another frequently qualifying sign. So Michelle Davis, guitarist, has joined the comments, and fair play to you for being the first one on. Are you a qualified therapist? Well, let's bring that down, Michelle. Do you really want a therapist? A therapist? The rapist? No, I'm not one of those. I'm qualified in a lot of things, Michelle, a lot of things, including a lot of life. I don't feel, you'll get the vibe of what I'm about on this thing. But yes, I've spent most of my life training for this kind of stuff. So yes, I'm incredibly well qualified to give this message. Let's put it that way. If you want a CV, oh, here we go. What's your background? Okay, and we've got Indy, the German Shepherd. Oh, you legend, saying hi. Well, welcome, Indy. Thank you for joining the thread. So my background, it is long and jaded background, Michelle, but I spent 13 years frontline as a nurse, working with the dying and preparing people for death. I have spent many, many years, 23 years plus, as an energy worker now, as a Reiki master, amongst other things. I'm trained in multiple different energy therapies, and I train people in using energy now. So I'm trained in NLP, neuro-linguistic programming, that is, hypnotherapy, timeline therapy. I regress people to past lives. I resolve family genealogical issues, and I've pretty much been doing it all of my life. So yes, that would be, I hope that's enough. Well, if it's not, then you may want to go somewhere else. Just new age woo-woo. Well, Michelle, here we go. So 13 years of frontline nursing is just a bit of new age woo-woo, is it? Well, whatever you're into, Michelle, you know, if you want to if you want to cast dispersion on my qualifications to give this message, then you go ahead. Go for your life, my Jedi friend, because I have a very thick skin, which is part of the things that I teach. Because the stuff that I do teach tells you that there are going to be a lot of people questioning the stuff that you do. And this is part of the game. So thank you for giving me that validation or opportunity to do that. So I've got Christian. Do you charge for your service? Well, I'm not charging you to be here now, Christian, but yes, this is my living. That's what I do. I teach energy work. I have a Jedi training academy, and I mentor people one-on-one when their lives are falling apart and they cannot deal with it. Yes, that's where I step in. I am a mentor for those people, coach, mentor, call it what you will. When your life's falling apart, yes, that is a service that I do charge for, absolutely. Because that is a very useful service, and it is very high value, the stuff that I do. So absolutely. Michelle Davis, guitarist. Bye then. Bye, Michelle. Goodbye. See ya. I've got Harry Shannon on the line. Wow, I spontaneously speaking in different languages and Kundalini awakening since 2017. Fair play, Harry. This is a thread. The reason I've set this up is because light workers have probably spent most of their life hiding what they do or trying to justify themselves to anyone. And as Michelle was just giving me a great opportunity to do there, the time for hiding is over, my Jedi friends. If it's time to shine your light, you've got to shine it. And there's going to be loads of dissenters. There's going to be a lot of people out there that doubt what you do. There's going to be a lot of people who are threatened when you start to shine your light, and that's just part of the game. So I have, who have we got here? Zinthi Blue Duck. Wow, Zinthi Blue Duck, fair play to you. What do you teach? Well, there's lots of things I've actually taught in the past. I was a trained teacher in nursing back in the day. So I used to teach new nurses how to be nurses. But I've since gone on to change different things. So I originally was a stress management. I used to work with a UK Stress Management Society and teach stress management. I've taught public speaking skills. I've taught pitching for funding skills, but my core skill set is teaching how to use energy. So I'm trained in numerous different energy systems like Reiki, vortex healing, timeline therapy, hypnotherapy, all sorts of energy disciplines. And what I do is I synthesize that, and I run a Jedi training academy now to teach people practical energy work of how they want to work with energy. If they're curious about things like Reiki, that's where I step in. Because what I found on my Reiki journey is that there's a lot of gaps. There's a lot of things they don't explain. They give you a set of tools and off you go to use them. And that can be like crashing into a brick wall. So, and Zinthi Blue Duck, that's interesting. Well, I'm glad you find that interesting, my Blue Duck friend. Christian is here. That's me. I need a mentor. I'll email you for more info. Well, Christian, you're very welcome. I mean, that's part of the reason I do this, just to let people know that I am here. So do get in touch. You've got my details on these on my channel here, and I'll be very happy to have that conversation with you. because that is what I do. Because it is awakening time, my Jedi friends, and that is seriously disruptive. Seriously disruptive. And part of it is if you're a light worker or a starseed, quite frankly, a lot of the time your whole world has to collapse. That will be a symptom, the breakdown of your entire reality. Quite often is the case. And I work with people like that, especially people who are like falling out with their family, people who have reached the end of the line with their job, people who is just, their whole world is collapsing and they can't make sense of it. So yes, I work with them. And you'll be pleased to know I specialize in keeping it a little bit light, because that can be quite dense energy when we work with that. So, Football is Life is here. Remember me? Yes, you have been on one of my threads before, Football is Life. So, fair play to you and welcome back. Thank you for rejoining me, my Jedi friend, on this little thread. Yes, I decided to go a little bit left field today and do the Lightworker Starseed thing, because ultimately that's what I do. I do work with people who it's time to wake up. It's time for them to wake up. And usually the symptoms are their life starts falling apart. So this is where I step in. This is where I step in just to let you know that you're not nuts. The world will call you nuts. There'll be lots of people that call you nuts. There'll be plenty of people that don't understand what you do or get what you do at all. But for those of you that know, those of you that are starting to wake up, those of you that are coming to the realization that this is the time. This is the time, my Jedi friends. It's time to shine your light. And that is what this channel is all about. Just giving you the freedom to go on and do it. And you'll find all sorts of people on that journey. Now, because of the niche that I'm in, I spent most of my life hiding what I do to most people. And not even knowing what I do for a lot of the time, because people just didn't get it, especially when I started doing this stuff about 25 years ago. I started talking about energy work, people's eyes would glaze over and stuff like that. So I just worked with it. I did it without telling anyone I was doing it, and used to get the results. But then I've seen how it's changed my life. I've seen how it can work to help you on your self-awakening journey. And, I facilitate that. So that is part of what I do now. It's just a change of focus. At this stage in the game, my Jedi friends, just a change of focus. That's what it is. So if you're new to the thread, then you will have no idea what's ahead of you. Even I have no idea what's ahead of me, because I tend to find that these threads can go down very interesting angles at different times. So I've done this one slightly earlier. I did a late night one before, and that attracted a very interesting crowd. A very interesting crowd indeed. And so I decided to do one a little bit earlier today so I could get the Starseed message across before we go completely left field on this thread. So yes, to all of you that are watching this now, just so that you know, I set these up to be interactive. So to everybody that's commented so far, thank you. And to everyone that hasn't, if you've got any questions or anything you want to share or anything you want to add to the thread, then by all means go for it, because I tend to follow the flow of the energy that goes with this. But the main flow is, this is a space for people to connect, to wake up really, and maybe have a bit of fun on the journey. So maybe you just want to have fun and you're not ready to wake up. Well, we can do that. We've talked about some mad stuff on here. Just wait until Tom Mack gets on. If he joins us, it's going down a very different path. A very different path indeed once Tom gets on. But yes, that is part of it. And a part of this journey of this waking up, of being a starseed, being a light worker, call it what you will. Different people have got different parameters or rules or caveats for what that means. But what it means is you've probably spent most of your life feeling a little bit different. You're probably the black sheep of the family. You're probably a little bit out there. Probably most of your family have got no idea who you are or what you do or what you're really all about. And you've just learned to just let it go and get on with it in that company. And what I attribute it to, the people I work with, it's a little bit like for a starseed, for someone that's been arrived here asleep, not really knowing what their purpose is. It's a bit like waking up one day as an eagle and you spent your whole life in the chicken coop. You have been surrounded by chickens and you wonder why they don't want to go out and fly with you. Because you're different, my Jedi friends. And starseeds, lightworkers, they always reach the point in their life where they realize that the way that they flow is different, that they're usually walking against the crowd. They're going in a different direction. And I help people to facilitate them to just be themselves and to do that with gusto and purpose. And the issue that I usually have to deal with people I work with, and that's why I do these lives, very specifically do these lives, and actually embrace Michelle earlier for turning up on the thread, because that's exactly the sort of stuff that you have to deal with. There's going to be a lot of haters, a lot of doubters, a lot of people that don't get you on this journey. And the thing is just to ignore all of that, which is easier said than done if you're sensitive to energy. But you have to get your message out there. And part of that involves developing boundaries and a thicker skin. And that's a message, and that's a lesson for anyone in life, not just starseeds, lightworkers, empaths, or the people that are usually attracted to my channel. That's for everyone. Having a thicker skin, learning to just ignore the haters or the people that just don't get it, that will probably never get it. You're wasting your time. I know that my message and the stuff that I do, especially with energy work and the mentoring stuff that I do, less than 1% of people on this planet actually understand what I do or would get it. And to the rest of them, they're probably just going to throw all sorts of stuff at me. And luckily for you, I spent most of my life being on the receiving end of that. And now I can look at all that and think this was conditioning. This was conditioning. It was getting me ready for this moment. And this is what's happening to you. It's time to ignore the doubters, to ignore the comments, to get the thicker skin, to wake up and to purposefully move forward with whatever it is that you came here to do. Now, you might not even know what you came here to do yet, but you do realize there's plenty of people that are telling you what not to do. And this is very common for light workers and starseeds as well. People just don't get what you do or who you are even. It feels sometimes like you've been placed here by some alien race into this humanity to adapt and adjust. You're like a rogue agent. It's like, I can't be like this. I can't be one of them. That is not who I am. It's not what I'm about. And that's the sort of stuff that you have to go through. But that is what the message is, my Jedi friends. And I just came here as a little reminder. Today's going to be a very short stream. This is just a little video just to remind you that you're not alone. And if you're finding this for the first time, join the journey, get involved, subscribe to the channel, stay connected, because I'll be doing these random lives fairly regularly. And you are welcome to come and join the party. We tend to keep it fun. We tend to keep it upbeat. And it is here to show you the way. This is the way. You are the Mandalorians of light. The Mandalorians of light. So, my Jedi friends, unless anyone's got any comments or things that they want to add to this stream, my job here today is done. This is just a little reminder to you starseeds, to you light workers, that it's time to wake up, my friends. And this is a channel to help you to discover that. And if you want more help discovering that, get in touch with me. Leave a comment, get in touch with me. My details are on the channel. Let's have a chat. And it could be time to shine your light. To shine your light, my friends, because the time for sleeping is over. And now is time for the awakening. And your alarm call has just arrived. And if you're still watching now, you will know who you are. You will know who's this right for and who it isn't. So, my friends, thank you for joining me. Thanks for all of the people that have got involved today, even the people that don't get it. So I encourage everybody to get involved, because that's what it's all about. We're waking up, we're developing a thicker skin, we're drawing boundaries, and we're having more fun in our life. And that is what I do. That is what I help people to do, because it doesn't have to be all pain and struggle. You can have fun on this journey, and that is what we're here to do. So, my friends, you go off, you have fun, shine your light, be you, and join this journey. And if you want any help with that, then get in touch, and I shall catch you soon. Goodbye, my Jedi friends. Take care, have fun, and I will catch you soon.